I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm back, okay? I had to do this review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 10, episode 10. And child, I'm not even going to hold y'all because it has been a long day. So we're going to get into it, okay? Hit the like button and share the video, please, and thank you. Let me get my thumbnail up here. You guys can see it. Monique. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that. The second she sat at that table and said, "Girl, I'm so healed. I forgot why I was even mad at you." I said, "No, ma'am." No, ma'am. Okay. There's no way you went on a healing journey. Okay. Every day of your life, you've been on this healing journey based on what happened at that damn winery, and not have thought Gizelle was the head and the tail of that shit. But we're going to get into it because Gizelle did give her a look like, girl, are we going to start off lying, or is this going to be a truthful conversation? So anyway, let's get into it, y'all. It opens up. The scene opens up with Gizelle at the Mercedes dealership. Okay, I guess she needs people to know that she got a little money in her pockets. And she said that she wants to buy an electric G-Wagon. She gives some excuse about her, footprint in the world. She wants to make sure her carbon footprint is reduced. No one cares, okay? She ends up meeting Wendy. Wendy meets with her actually at the dealership. So Wendy shows up. And they basically talk about Stacy. Wendy's like, listen, y'all give an unusual amount of hate to this girl. And she's not lying. She's basically saying to her, the problem you guys have with her actually has to do with me. And I like her. I think she's a good person. She makes me laugh. I have a good time with her. I don't know how else to say. Y'all need to pipe the fuck down, right? So this is what Wendy's saying, and she's right on point, okay? Let me say hello to my friend, okay? Hi, Diana. In chat, Monique still is no accountability after watching her on this recent episode. Yes, Kevin, I don't know if you heard my opening. I said the same thing. I literally I had to rewind it because I was like, what am I missing? She sits down. She has this huge smile on her face, especially after all the shit she's been saying out here about Candace. I don't owe her anything. We just need to keep it moving. Girl, that's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll get there. But thank you for coming through, bruh. Okay, my friend. Anyway, Wendy is basically saying, if I don't have a problem with her, and the reason y'all all have this damn attitude and you guys are bullying this girl is because of me, of the business that me and my husband created, pipe down. We're good. We don't have any problems. And then she actually says something like, sometimes people admire you and they may not know how to tell you they admire you, or even say, I'm interested in this too. I think that's what happened with her. And that's it. But she's a cool girl and you need to give her a chance, okay? And I don't know. It didn't really move Gizelle that much. She was like, she's a liar to me, so I'm not going to deal with it. And the fact that Gizelle is a liar, like she had a whole entire season where Candace lit her ass up so bad. Candace and Robin, because Robin didn't back her on that whole conversation about Candace's husband pushing up on her. Robin didn't even back her, and that's her best friend. She says anything for any reason, okay? But after all of that, she's still out here just, I don't know, being an asshole for no reason. Anyway, after all of that, they get in a car, they drive around a little bit. we get a moment where we're supposed to think these two are real friends. You know what I'm saying? With all the bumping of the heads these two have done over the years, now all of a sudden they're inside this damn Mercedes G-Wagon like Thelma and Louise, okay? Clasping hands and driving fast. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was ridiculous to me, but it is what it is. Anyway, they make some comments about how it feels like the old gang is back now that Monique is here. And I'm like, but that's not the old gang. You're missing Candace. You're still missing Robin. Like, there's a lot of people that would have made up the old gang. Just Monique isn't it. But they said that they miss Karen. They want her to be free. Then they talk a little bit about Monique. And y'all know, Wendy doesn't know that much about her, but she said the one thing she remembers is that green binder, how she came on that stage with that green binder to blast Gizelle's ass, okay? And yeah, we shall see what happens next. Thank you. What's up, cousin? Nice to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gizelle basically says she's going to meet up with Monique to have a talk. However, she said Monique better not come with no bullshit or she's going to leave her back in the past, okay? Drop her back off where she was the last 5 years, okay? 5 years ago. And that's how the scene ends, okay? Moving on. Welcome, everyone. Hit the like button. Share the video for me, please, and thank you. Hi, Gloria, my St. Louis sis. Nice to have you, girl. Okay, so listen. In scene 2, Stacy meets up with her good Judy. I don't know his name, okay, but I do like him. He seems funny. So he's there, and they're basically talking about launching this CBD event, right? So she has this event coming up, and she's talking to him about it. Stacy says, "Hey, Cheryl, child, y'all all coming through. Welcome, welcome, welcome." Stacy says that, listen, she doesn't know what's going on with this damn group. She said at the end of the day, she's on the outs with damn near all of them. So she doesn't know who's going to come, who's not going to come. She's extended the invitation to everybody, but she, you know, there's some tension with her. And he's asking what's going on. And she said, well, listen, Ashley and Kay seems to have the biggest, you know, bone with me. Like the whatever, like all the shit that's going on in this group, Ashley and Kay seems to be the culprits in it. They have come and told Monique, who's new to the group, I don't even know Monique, that I've been texting her ex-husband and trying to date him and all kinds of shit. And they told her that I took some information she had told the group back to Chris. So her friend is like, why? Like, where did they hear this from? And she said, the hell if I know. That's the biggest question of it all. I don't know where they heard it from. Apparently, Kay was talking to another woman who heard it from, and before she can even say who heard it from, her friend said, y'all too fucking old. Y'all too old for this shit. Y'all old asses need to pipe down. I've never heard this one told, that one told this one before you get to the answer, right? She said, exactly. Exactly. This is what I'm dealing with. And these women are out for blood. It's not just Stacy, blah, blah, blah. They're like, they want me to fall. And that's obvious, right? Come on in. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Hit the like button, share the video. Anyway, she said, if that wasn't enough, even the new girl, Tia, has it out for me. She tried to, you know, get me together at this other event. And she's like, she's coming in all prim and proper with her English accent. And her friend said, bitch, you let the woman from across the pond dog you. You let her drag you. And yeah, Stacy's like, I don't know what to do. I really don't like confrontation. And he said, well, you better like it. You know what I'm saying? At this point, girl, you didn't let all these people think you soft as pudding. You're going to have to get it together, Stacy. You're from the D, and I've seen you get people together. So you need to go on ahead and take up for yourself. And that's how the scene ends. And she's right. Listen, you better shake it, okay? Shake the damn table. Stop playing games with these hoes. They are, the reason why they keep coming for you is because you're an easy mark to them. They think that you're easy. And the truth of the matter is, even if you was sleeping with Chris, if you said to them, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Smell my breath? Like, what do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would it bother you that I'm sleeping with Chris? You need to get to the bottom of that. You got to start by asking them very direct, frank, nasty ass questions, because these people are playing you. Okay, what's up, Andre? Nice to have you. He said Stacy's not being honest. Okay, cool. Stick around, because I'm gonna need all of the people who are against Stacy and the honesty part. I'm gonna need y'all in the chat to tell me what it is you find such a problem, because the things that they're saying she's lying about isn't earth shattering. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the girl said, she cut herself and didn't reveal that she had a blood disorder or some shit. It's, I took a plane, I'm not coming to dinner. Whether I took the plane or not, I'm not coming to dinner. People sometimes tell small lies to let people down easy. The stuff they're saying she's lying about is either really none of their business, or it is so minuscule it makes no sense that they're wringing her neck the way they are. But it doesn't matter. Let's move on. Next up, we have Tia. I did like Tia at first, but I'm not really for sure. Her scenes by herself are a little slow for me. Tia meets up with her managing broker at her real estate office. She brags about being rich growing up, okay? She said, I was so richy rich that I lived beside Boy George and this famous person and that famous person. I just thought this is how the world operate. And then the 80s hit, and I realized that my father was a bad businessman. He didn't invest wisely. And I guess they had to downsize in some things. And now she's like, they didn't teach, because my father was such a bad business guy. I didn't learn, discernment and all this other stuff, discipline, until very late in life. And now I have a team of people. I don't know why they played that out as long as they did, unless you're about to tell us that Tia done messed up somebody's money or some shit. I don't know. That was just such a long, drawn out, boring ass scene for me personally. Okay, come on in. Hey, Lady D Keys, nice to have you. Why did Bravo go back to June 24 why did Bravo go back to June 2024 with Stacy and the gummies in it? I don't know. But what I can say is the CBD game has been around for a long, long time. And who cares that someone else on the show entered it? It did not stop. It didn't begin with Eddie. It's not going to stop with Eddie. Somebody else is going to get involved. And we'll get to it, okay? What is next? Did she also say, I don't know if I said that here. Hold on. Oh, let me also say this about Stacy, just because I know that this CBD thing is getting on everybody's nerves. She also said that she is the first Black woman to launch her own line in Maryland, okay, or in that state. So she said, I'm the first one. And even though I'm saying this out loud to girls who act like, you want to be out there and make your mark, she was like, nobody's even patting me on the back for that shit. So yeah, I don't know. I think that if she's making history, and when you look her name up in the future, if she's going to be the first Black woman to have done it there, I think that's a big deal, and kudos to her. Okay, next scene, we have Ashley. Ashley and Josh. This was so funny to me. So Ashley has been leading up to this breakup with Josh. Y'all remember last episode, I told y'all that Ash had this huge conversation with her mama saying, listen, my uncle told me, whatever her uncle's name is, that I'm gonna have to break up with Josh because Josh, his pockets are empty, and I'm very much used to a certain level of living, and I should not be, giving all my shit away to Josh. And she's not lying. She shouldn't have let this relationship go on for a whole year. But Ashley wanted to prove to everybody that she was into Josh, knowing damn well she wasn't. And we'll talk about why in just a second. But Ashley and Josh are on a date at Dave & Buster's. Some sort of arcade type of spot. In confessional, Ashley says, listen, I've dated some men since my breakup from Michael. I've dated men who have closed down entire restaurants in order to impress me, who've put me on a private jet just to fly out to the Vegas area. Okay. And even Michael, you know what I'm saying? Michael, with all his millions, he had a very high Uncle Lump. Okay, thank you. He had a very high standards for shit that, he wanted to do, and he would, wine and dine and still impress me. The dates I go on with Josh are laughable. And if I'm not paying for them, we ain't going. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, this is a big no. Dave and Buster's, even though I'm gonna have fun and make him think I'm having fun, Dave and Buster's is not how to impress me. And it went all downhill from there. Okay. They end up getting off of one of these arcade machines. Ashley ordered some expensive ass drink. Who knows? He ordered a beer. So already the production team is trying to show how different they are. She's ordering some white wine. He's ordering this regular ass, schmegula ass beer. Whatever. Anyway, Ashley looks him in the face and she's like, hey, babe, we've been dating for about a year. And, after that year marker, it's always good to start reevaluating where we are and how we'd like to move forward. And he's like completely clueless. He doesn't know why Ashley brought this man. Ashley brought him in front of these cameras to punk him, because that's exactly what she did. He did not know this was coming at all. I promise. So Ashley tells him, look, she tries to give him it's a me, not you thing, but really it's a him thing. And she says, I don't know when you want to have kids or if you plan to have kids, but I know that if you want to have kids with me, I'm going to have to do it within the next 2 years. And that's only if I want to have kids. You know what I'm saying? I got 1 to 2 years maybe to make a baby, because, I'm getting up there in the age. And he's looking at her like, okay. And then she said, not to mention you're also broke. But she doesn't say it like that. She was like, I'm used to shit. Okay. Ashley is merely a gold. Ashley is merely a gold digging sugar baby. Well, she's been a sugar baby for a minute, so that's what she's used to. Okay, that's what she's used to. She said, I'm not doing this no more. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to be at the arcade, unless it's with my children, but you're not taking me to an arcade date again, okay? But that's not even the saddest part, Kevin. The saddest part is she tells him that he doesn't have enough money to take care of her in the way that she would like to be taken care of. And he said, how do you know that? You've never talked to me about my finances. You've never talked to me about my finances under no circumstances. Should you even be coming at me like this? And for a second, I thought he was trying to say he had a trust fund or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, baby, you don't know what I got. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty. I got plenty of paper. I just like to take it easy that first year. But Ashley looks at him, she goes, you do? Because we don't travel or nothing. And he said, I asked your ass the other day if you wanted to go to Pittsburgh for a couple of days, and you said no. And Ashley zones the fuck out. She's like, I mean, internationally, not to Pittsburgh, bitch. And he's like, I don't have to go to some international trip to prove to you or prove to myself, I guess, that I have money. And she went, right. I meant just to go to have fun. And that's how you know that you're not dating someone who's on the level that you're supposed to be on. Listen, sugar baby, no sugar baby. If she says to him, we don't travel, and he said, I asked your ass if you wanted to go to Pittsburgh, that's all you need to hear. She shouldn't have strung this man on for as long as she did. And when she was in the car with that boy, I don't know, maybe 3 episodes ago, and she said, our bedroom life is a little too vanilla for me, I said, bitch, Ashley, we all know you a freak. We all know it. That's number 1. Number 2, you sitting up here teaching this little boy new tricks, turning him out so that you can turn him loose. Because I knew then that you wasn't going to stick around. because he wasn't up to par for you. Okay. But the way I hollered when he said, I asked you if you want to go to Pittsburgh, and she's like, who wants to go to Pittsburgh? Who wants to go to Pittsburgh? I'm talking Italy, Paris, something like that, not Pittsburgh. Who gives a shit? I can go to Pittsburgh. What's there? Anyway, he tries his best to talk a little bit more, try to keep Ashley in the fold. And she said, it's just not working for me, babe. It's not working for me. And he said, okay, can I walk you out? And she said, yeah, you can walk me out. You sure can walk me out because I'm not staying here. Okay. In confessional, Ashley said, listen, I need somebody who's going to give me a soft life. I'm never sticking around for this. I deserve more. Okay. And that's how she ended it. Come on in. Come on in. Hold on, child. Y'all got things to say. Please keep hitting the like button, sharing the video, hype me up. Okay. We got Cheryl the Pearl and Lady D Keys in the house. They are the moderators and they want to make sure that y'all get this channel up, do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so she said, I hope this doesn't backfire on Ashley. She may end up with a jerk with money. She married a jerk with money. She knows what jerks are. Listen, don't think for a half a second that Ashley doesn't know what's up. I think Ashley, the only reason why her and Michael probably divorced is because it was probably in that damn prenup that after a certain amount of time, they're either going to stay together or they're going to cut each other loose. There was something else that Ashley did not share with us about Michael, but I don't think it was the cheating. I think that Michael, if y'all remember, he had a certain appetite. He told Ashley what his appetite was, and she said she was good with it. She said she was good with it. And then on camera, she wanted to switch it up. I don't want to do that no more. And she tried to put enough out there on camera that she was hoping would get some movement in a courtroom with that prenup. Like, I don't, he has this big sexual extra time and I'm a mother now. And this is it. This is it, Michael. I won't do it anymore, girl. And now you with this little boy talking about he's too vanilla for you. Then you should have stayed your ass with Michael. Happy holidays, Ty. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all know that's true. Y'all know that's true. Ashley is a freak. And she might not have started that way, but Michael definitely turned her out, period. Okay? Anyway, moving on to the next scene. Monique and Gizelle. Oh, Lord. I don't know what I was expecting. Monique did say on Watch What Happens Live that this scene was cut a lot. She said there was a lot of stuff that Gizelle said to me and more things that I said to her, but it did not make editing. Okay. They cut it out. But when Monique comes in, Gizelle's already sitting there. Y'all know Gizelle likes to arrive early and she likes to face the door. She likes to face her people when they are coming in. She doesn't want any tricks. You know what I'm saying? Gizelle has done so much dirt that she has to show up to the spot first, like Malcolm X, and survey the place to make sure nothing happens to her. Okay? Come on in. Come on in. Anyway, Monique comes in with her cute self. Monique is a pretty girl. And the first thing out of her mouth is, I'm so healed. I'm so healed that I forgot what I was mad at you about. And Gizelle looked at her like, bitch, are you sure? She was like, why would you say that? Listen, Gizelle done heard a lie or two. She was married to the good Pastor Jamal Bryant. So she knows what a lie is, what it looked like, where it come from. The fact that Monique sat down and started with that and she said that to Ashley too, some shit about being healed. And this is all she does is sit in her house with her birds and her cats and her dogs and whatever else is in there, lion, tigers, and bears. She doesn't do shit. But she didn't have to start this scene off like that. That told me that she wasn't ready to have the conversation with Gizelle, that she was trying to lay this very soft, let's just have a very surface level conversation. I didn't like that at all. And then she starts talking again. even with the stuff she was saying, I was like, she's not ready for this conversation. She doesn't want to have it. But Gizelle says something like, which Monique are we going to get? The drag me Monique? Or how should we start? The drag me Monique? And Monique says, no, no, no. I've been delivered from that, Monique. I'm a completely different person, child. That's so far away from anything that I know and do right now, okay? And then Monique says, listen, Gizelle. She tells Gizelle that the problem that she had with Gizelle is that Gizelle has a tendency to get in everybody's relationships, to put her nose in everybody else's relationships. And she was like, that was my problem with you. And Gizelle does this side head where she, looks up at the sky like, that's how you want to start this shit? And she was like, yeah, that was my problem. And then she gives an example and she said, like the big boy comment. Like the big boy comment. Now production flashes it back, and the big boy comment isn't really even that big of a deal. Chris is big as fuck, right? The comment you should have said if you were serious about getting it on the table is, I didn't like, because what production plays is word on the street is Monique is too close for comfort with her trainer. I'm sure Big Boy wouldn't like that. Big Boy is what you're sticking on when Gizelle was accusing your ass of sleeping around with your trainer. So already she is tiptoeing around this conversation. And that's what production played. For as much as Monique wanted to make it seem like they really got to the root of shit, if that's how it started, something tells me y'all didn't get to the root of anything. You know what I mean? Because you weren't even willing to get to the root of it. All you had to do was sit in that seat and say, Gizelle, you was fucking with my family. Even if I was having problems at home, even if I was having problems, it was not your place to get on the camera and do what you did. I felt betrayed. I was already going through way too much at home. Coming on this set and then trying to figure out where the landmines were wasn't cool for me. But Gizelle lets her have it because she recognizes we are going to lie our way through this at this point, in my opinion. Okay. And she's like, okay, girl, I understand. I understand. Okay. And she says something about, hold on. Actually, hold on, because I wrote this out because I wanted to put it down there. When she was like, but that's something I'm healed from. Gizelle really does give her a look. I wrote this down, so I'm going to say it. She said, I said, Gizelle looked at her like, you are healed my ass, delivered my ass, and you brought up that damn big boy comment like that was a problem, when the truth of the matter is everybody knew you were cheating. Gizelle knew something about your relationship that you weren't willing to bring on screen. And if Chris, I don't know how many times he did it. You said that he just put his hands on you the one time. At least that's what you put out there in your promotion for this book, that he put his hands on you one time by grabbing you by your neck and dangling you in the air. Okay. I always was curious because I thought Gizelle was doing way too much when she brought that security guard onto the set for the reunion. And even Andy Cohen was like, Gizelle, what are you doing? Is this really necessary? Y'all remember Andy was holding those cue cards and he was very pissed at Gizelle. He didn't like the look of it. He thought the optics were bad. Chris never said a word. Never said a word. Neither did Monique. But, they made it seem like it was just par for the course. But in this conversation, Monique says, I was Chris's protector. I had an image to protect. I had his image to protect. And frankly, you know what it's like to date a public figure. And then, things start going left. And I was the one who was fighting to maintain the image. That was my role. So I went after you when you came at me about the trainer. That's why I think the rumor about the trainer, that's why I think it was true, because she doesn't necessarily call Gizelle out as a liar. What she says was, because you came at me, I came at you with my green folder and the whole, Pastor Brian is a whore comment, right? And she said, I apologize because when I saw your daughter, that hurt me because I knew I hurt her. And Gizelle kind of moves her face in a funny way, like she almost wanted to fight back tears. You could tell it choked her up. But I was like, this is a fake ass, phony ass conversation. And the reason why editing cut it the way it did is because y'all didn't say anything worth putting on screen at all. Okay? I didn't like it. Hold on, let me read what y'all got to say. I don't know how y'all felt about that conversation. Put it in the comments. I thought she was a liar. I thought she was a liar. I don't think she actually got to the grit of anything. Gizelle was still the culprit, in my opinion. Let's see. Michael was way too much with his old ass. I'm not a parent. Okay, people are upset with Ashley and what she did to that young man, Josh. Okay. Monique was interviewed this week. She said that the lunch was about 4 hours and that there was a large amount of the scene that was cut out. Yes, I saw her say that on Watch What Happens Live. I saw her say that on Watch What Happens Live, but she started out lying. So for me, I said, I don't think that the conversation was about anything. You ended up apologizing to Gizelle. The camera production never shows Gizelle apologize to her. She still deserved an apology. Gizelle is like, you were off the chain. And then she said, this is another reason why I think Gizelle knew that there was more abuse, whether it was physical or verbal or whatever. Gizelle said, you were so wound up, it felt like someone was in your ear and made you go after Candace. She doesn't say Candace's name, but she definitely said someone made you do it. And she said, I believe it was Chris. I believe it was your husband. And and Monique said, well, I'm not going to put it all on him. I'm not going to put it all on him, but I was under a lot of pressure. So they're kind of having, in my opinion, from what I could see on the screen, they're having a conversation where they're not really dissecting things in a way for us to get it. They're talking to each other like we're going to keep a real surface level conversation, not say too much for these cameras, because we're still going to protect Chris to some degree. We're still going to protect Chris. He's done some shit, but I think that he was the one who put the battery in your back and was having you flip out on the screen, flip out on TV. And Monique could have easily said, and you had me flip the fuck out too. Okay. I was literally 2-3 weeks after having a baby, started filming, and I got to come back on a set where I find out all of my castmates, except for Wendy and Karen, had a lunch, a recorded lunch, because we heard it. A lot of y'all may have heard that conversation. They played it over there on the Twitter. Okay, I remember it over there on the Twitter, and you could hear Candace laughing, and they were like, we should say that the baby is the trainers. And someone was like, the baby looks too much like Chris to say it's the trainers. Like, everybody was trying to figure out how to bring that story to TV. That was really painful. And she's going to start it off by saying the big boy comment had nothing to do with the big boy. It had to do with you cheating. That's why I don't trust her. That's why I don't believe what she had to say. Anyway, that's pretty much how it was. Gizelle says something like, Monique, you hated me more than I hated you, period. And she also said that Monique wanted what happened to Candace to happen. She said, you were so angry. I felt like you plotted that out, like you knew exactly how you were going to play it when you got in that scene, when we got to the wine factory or the wine bar. I don't know. I didn't like it. It left me unfulfilled. I don't know why they thought that was a good scene for the show. Anyway, they basically said that They're not going to let things fester or go that far next time. They're going to still throw shade at each other, but before it goes way too left, they promised each other that they would talk it out first. And then they hug each other and leave the scene. I don't know. I don't know if it's being saved for the book, but that scene was shit. It literally, with everything that we know about their history in the past, it robbed the viewers of any type of real satisfaction or closure for us. We didn't see it. They might as well not even have shown it, in my opinion, personally. Okay, next up. This was another great scene. In the next scene, we have Greg, who I told y'all the other day, I told y'all my review from yesterday, that Greg got his ass lit up by Kay. So after Kay got dogged the hell out by Stacy saying, you don't even have a ring on your finger, that man don't want you, come to me when you get a husband, bitch. And she said all of that in front of Greg. Anyway, before Stacy leaves, Stacy sees Greg, and Greg extends his arms and was like, come here. Give me a hug, okay? And they hug each other. And I said, Greg, Kay is going to kill you when she sees the scene. Or she saw you do it at the place and she's going to kill you. There's no way you didn't know better, okay? But something tells me that after he got his head out of the wall, because Kay definitely put him through it, okay? He asked, what can I do to make it up? And she said, bitch, you better go buy a ring with my mama and with my bestie. And this is where we get the scene. Mr. Greg, who said last year on camera, I don't want to film in this motherfucker. Okay? He said on camera, I don't want to film on this motherfucker. I told you I didn't want to film. You want to make me say it? Fine. I mean, he was hot. And then Kay, right after that, said, well, he's not going to let me live my dreams on this show. So we're going to break up. And I got my own condo. And she was talking to Gizelle, like Gizelle was trying to help her. Girl, bye. She lit his ass up so bad that man said, wear them Bravo cameras. I'm going to walk into this damn jewelry store. Bring whoever you need to bring down here. Bring whoever you need to bring down here so I can film and get this lady off my ass, okay? And that's what happened. I wasn't even there, and I know what happened, okay? He walks into the jewelry store. Who came first? Oh, with Kay's mama, child. Y'all know Kay's mama can't stand him. You could see that on his face. But she goes in, and then here comes that silly ass Angel right behind him. And Angel tries to put everything into context for the audience, okay? Me and Kay go way back, and we said that, you know, in 10 years, we wanted to be married with children, and here we are. It's so serendipitous that I am here helping her man pick out her engagement ring. It was the biggest load of shit ever. I know that if Kay ever listens to any review I do, she's going to hate the fuck out of me. But I'm sorry, girl. I just don't know how you think you're getting away with this shit. This is horrible. A $2 million ring. Yes. So he's sitting there and they're telling him, oh, you need to get a 6-carat diamond and get like a 2-carat on the side and this, that, and the other. He looked at Kay's mom and said, are you here to help me or to hurt me? I don't know. And she's like giggling. She don't give a shit. She said, look at my ring. Get her one like mine. Okay, bitch. I got a 6-carat here, a 2-carat here. A 2-carat here. She is telling him how to buy this ring, and he is trying to like literally tune her out. That crazy ass Angel's doing the same exact thing. Finally, he says, you know what? I'll figure it out, ladies. In fact, I think I'm going to ask her which one she wants so that I can make sure I get her exactly what she wants. All right. After that, I think Kay's mama, maybe both of them, was like, you can just buy it now. Why would you ask her? Just buy it now and surprise her. He went, no, no, no. I'm definitely going to ask her. In fact, I'm going to wait for y'all to leave. And then I'm going to continue with the saleswoman. He kicks them out in a polite way, but he kicks them out. Okay. So they're sitting there like, is he serious? And then the salesperson, who really should have just stayed mute, she decides to jump in. And she says, well, I'm sure Kay's going to like whatever ring you get her, okay? It don't have to be 6 carat. Hell, it could be that half a carat over there. She'll love whatever you get her. He takes his wine and he says, you know what? You're right. She'll like whatever I get her. And then the mama makes a face like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Both her and Angel. Angel looks directly at the camera like, is this motherfucker crazy? Okay, we just stitched him back up. We just stitched him back up because that's how bad Kay beat his ass, period. You can't convince me otherwise, okay? Look, somebody said you are absolutely correct. Facts. Facts, okay? Greg fell in place, child. Greg's still trying to fight for his life. He said, listen, because they were trying to make it all seem like it was this big, exciting moment. Greg said, I've been married before. I've been married before. I'm not all excited and goo-goo-eyed like you two. I'll get her a ring and she's going to love it. Whatever it is, it'll be what it'll be. Anyway, Kay's asking for it. Kay is asking for it. If she takes this mess down the aisle, she's in trouble, period. Okay? All right, next scene, Ashley. Ashley meets up with her sister. She has a half sister that looks just like her mama, okay? Ashley looks a little bit like her mom, but her sister looks exactly like her mother. Anyway, Ashley tells her sister that she broke up with Josh, and her sister said, thank God, because he was one ugly motherfucker. Josh did look a little bit like a Sims character. Anyway, Ashley said that she misses Josh just a little bit, but she said being poor is not for her. So she'll get over it, okay? She's not going to ever break like she did with Michael. Y'all remember she was like, oh, I had to go back and Michael called. I got a little booty call from Michael. She won't be getting a booty call from Josh, she said. She said, I'm going to stand strong when it comes to him. Anyway, her and her half sister, they talk a little bit about, I guess it would be Ashley's stepfather, but her sister's biological father. And they talked about the addictions that her father have. And it looks like he's probably really, really sick. Ashley basically tells her sister, listen, I love you. I want to be there for you. There was somebody there for me when I was growing up with mama, you know what I'm saying? Because mama has always been, what's the word I'm looking for? Her picker is off. She's always chosen bad men. These men have always whooped her ass for a long time. Ashley's mama was an alcoholic, I think. I'm not sure if she's given up alcohol. I'm not sure if she's given up any of the bad habits that she had in the past. When she comes on screen, she looks decent, but she told Ashley in the last episode that she's coughing up blood. So she's sick. There's something wrong, right? That's not a good sign. Go to the hospital immediately. But Ashley tells her sister, listen, you're going to have to figure out how to love your dad and still achieve what you need out of life, because he may not change. And he's not. He may not change. And I want you to know that I am here for you. I'm going to take care of you. And we're going to do what it takes. But start thinking about a life outside of that man, okay? Just like I had to think of a life outside of my mama. Ashley did say that she takes care of a lot of her family with the checks that she make over there at Bravo, okay? Because Michael apparently didn't give her anything. But she said, I still take care of my mama. I'm gonna take care of my sister. I'm blessed to be able to take care of family. I'm trying to play it forward, just like my uncle and the people in my life took care of me. However, she said, I do want a soft life, okay? I do miss Michael's money, and I'm hoping that another man or a woman can come in, give me a soft life, and pick up the slack when it comes to my family members. So when you said sugar baby, Kevin, that's it. Ashley said that she's going to use what she got to get what she fucking want, okay? And she said that Josh ain't it. Come on in, hit the like button, share the video. Hit the like button and share the video. Hype me up. Okay, so is this the last scene? Pretty much. Let me make sure. Yeah, pretty much. So we have Eddie and Wendy. They are at Eddie's pop-up shop or pop-up event where he introduces a new strain of the sticky icky, and it's called Nutty Professor. Okay, Nutty Professor. Anyway, he named it after he named it after Wendy. Wendy said, "I rarely go to anything that has to do with Eddie's events, his pop-ups, stuff like that, but I do feel obligated to go to this one since he named Nutty Professor after me." Right? So it was really cute. That's pretty much it. Wendy says that she's not invited to Stacy's event because Stacy said she had proprietary information that she couldn't expose to Wendy. Anyway, off camera or in confessional, producers asked Wendy if that upset her, and she said no. This is how easy breezy Wendy is. She said, "It does not bother me. I don't care. It's not stopping our business at all. In fact, she already got enough information out of me to build her business. So who cares? It's not a big deal." Come on in, hit the like button, share the video. But over there at Stacy's launch, we know Wendy's not there, but it also turns out that Gizelle and Kate and Angel, baby, tried to stick it to Wendy. Anyway, Angel needs to be at every event anybody invites her to, since she is such a ignorant little person, okay? But Angel decided to sit it out because she wants to be Team Gizelle. Gizelle, Kate, and Angel does not come. Jazz, Tia, and Ashley comes. Tia has a conversation with Stacy where she said they needed to talk about what happened at the podcast event. Anyway, the other person that wasn't there was Thimu, Stacy's husband child. Tia asked, "Where the hell is Thimu? Why isn't he here supporting you on this big day?" And Stacy rolls her eyes and says, "He's traveling as always, bitch. I saw what you tried to do. Don't play with me." Themo doesn't come to anything. I don't know why everybody's mad, but perhaps Gizelle is trying to do Robin Dixon a solid and say, "Listen, if Themo's not showing up at these group events, like Juan Dixon didn't show up at these group events, y'all might as well just bring Robin back." Okay, I don't know. They're trying to do something. Anyway, Stacy sidebars Ashley at her event, and she asked Ashley how would she like to move forward. "Listen, girl, you and I got a lot of problems, so how do you want to move forward? I've invited you to this event. I would like to extend an olive branch, but I need you to help this shit along, right?" Ashley said, "Well, I'm trying, okay? But you keep lying all the time. You just keep lying. I don't know who you're going to be next." Stacy says, "Well, listen, you guys tried to call me out for lying at the podcast event. Then you called Chris. He told you I didn't have shit to do with it. You still insist on me lying. So what do you want me to do?" Not to mention the fact both Monique and who else? She's into it with Monique and Wendy. Both Monique and Wendy are cool. You have all this heat for me when the people that actually have something to do with the shit is cool with it. They told you they don't have any problem. Ashley still says, "I don't know. I still have a problem. I don't like it." Okay. Ashley ends up saying some shit like, "This is a group that holds people's feet to the fire." She said that when she was a lying asshole. Okay, first she called Stacy a lying asshole. But the truth of the matter is, when Ashley was a lying asshole, she said, "People held my feet to the fire all the time. They were constantly trying to hold me accountable. So because this is the kind of group that we have, I'm playing it forward with you, okay? You're the lying asshole that we need to keep accountable and hold their feet to the fire." Anyway, there's another scene where Stacy says, "If you want to move forward, Ashley, then no more hazing, no more negativity, and no more evil." And while she's screaming that out, Ashley simultaneously is screaming over her, "No more lying, no more lying, no more lying." And I thought, that's the dumbest, most childish shit I've ever seen. I think I would have kicked Ashley out the group or out that event right then and there, to the point of where Stacy's good friend is on the side like, whoa, 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 what y'all got going on over here? We're trying to have this nice event. You're the first Black woman in the state to own their own CBD. You got all these people here. There might be some press. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I didn't like that, but so on. Next, we have a conversation between Tia and Stacy. Okay. Come on, hit the like button, share the video, you guys. Now, listen, some of y'all came in and said you didn't like Stacy because she is a big, fat, juicy liar. Okay. I want y'all to tell me, what lie did she tell that was so bad? And don't say TJ, because TJ hasn't filed a lawsuit in any court. I think TJ was playing with Gizelle and Ashley and pretending like he had something over that lady's head, and he did not. Personally, that's what I think. However, what's the lie? Tell me, what did she say that was so bad? Did she leave a child at the bus stop and say she was, she was at the hospital when she was really at the movies? I don't know. Tell me. Anyway, Stacy and Tia ends up having a conversation about what went down with Wendy, and Tia telling Wendy that Stacy said she was her favorite, right? That she couldn't really trust Wendy or Eddie. Stacy said, listen, you invited my ex-husband to dinner. You invited Thimu to dinner, and he told you he was traveling. I didn't say anything. He said he couldn't go. He didn't go. Stacy actually says, my problem with you, Tia, is that when I was on that phone and you could overhear the conversation, and I said to Wendy, I'm sorry, we're not here. I think she said something like, Thimu just came back in. She said the way you screamed out, you're a damn liar, suggested to her that she had some other shit going on, right? She was like, why would you scream like that? And that's true. What did she say that was such a problem? I don't know. I'm just asking. Did she lie? Sure. But why was it such a problem for her? Why would you say, you're a damn liar, about somebody saying the flight was in or the flight was out? Anybody care to share? Does anybody care to share? Because she said, I didn't think that was worthy of anything. That's the type of thing you say when you have something in your head already and you are just trying to unload it on someone. Okay. So she said, you scream out, you're a damn liar. And I believe that was weird because you gave way more energy than that moment actually deserved. Okay. She said, furthermore, she said, you shouldn't have inserted yourself in me and Wendy's business. When I shared with you that Themo was comfortable with you, that didn't mean that you go back and take it to Wendy like we're not comfortable with her. Furthermore, you don't know the whole fucking story. There was an incident that happened on the reunion stage that made Themo uncomfortable. And everybody remembers that moment. The actual production played it back, where Wendy is giggling, laughing, stumping her damn feet because her ex-husband, Wendy's husband, Eddie, had talked to TJ, and they were about to blast Stacy on stage. And she was like, girl, you better figure this out in this group. If you don't do X, Y, and Z, it's going to be hard to recover. Right. So she said all of this was going down. My husband at the time saw it and did not like the shit. So he doesn't want to F with Wendy or Eddie right now. Right. The whole time she's trying to get the story out. Tia is interjecting, trying to get her 2 cents in. And she's just like, let me speak. Right. In the meantime, Jazz and Ashley are making a whole bunch of faces like, oh, you know what I mean? But I was like, that's accurate. I can see why her ex-husband wouldn't want to talk to Eddie or Wendy. Not right now. Why don't you figure out if you still like them before you bring me into the mix, right? But after she gets all of that out, she said, it wasn't your place. It wasn't your place. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have said a thing. Tia says some stuff about how before she even came into the group, she had already gotten an earful about Stacy from who else? Gizelle. They show a flashback. Gizelle is saying Stacy's a big fat liar. Watch your back with her, right? And this all stems from TJ, nobody else. This is all TJ. Anyway, Tia said, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Even though everybody in this group was warning me about you, I still gave you the benefit of the doubt. And then because I was a newbie, you had called me and you said to me that you wanted for the both of us to have each other's back in this group, basically form an alliance with each other so that the OG girls don't come after the new girls. Because you still felt like a new girl, right? Stacy said, you're a damn liar. I never said that to you. And Tia said, no, girl, you absolutely say it. So they go back and forth calling each other a liar. And that's when Stacy raises up on her. She stands up on her and said, get the hell out, okay? Get out of my event. Go beat it. Bye. Okay? She also said something like, toodle-doo. She said, you're a damn liar. And then that's it. She kicks her out the event. Everybody is floored. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. We'll see. This is episode 10. I don't know how many episodes these ladies have. Maybe 5 more to go. But this season sucks. They have some good moments, but for the most part, it sucks because I really don't know. I know I think Stacy has a personality that just kind of grates at people maybe, but in actuality, she's not doing a whole lot. She's not doing a whole lot. I don't know if I've ever got that bent out of shape because somebody said, listen, I don't want to go to dinner. Even if you lied, I'd be like, well, shit, the bitch lying, but who cares? It does not matter. Hold on, child. Okay. Let's see. Pretty Lady 812 said, hold on, Patricia Bennett said, I don't believe that Themo likes Black people. You don't think so? He likes Nelly, the rapper. Pretty Lady 812 says, if it wasn't for Stacy, it would be a lot worse. Yeah, I think that Stacy, the only reason why Stacy has pulled this season out is because she's running circles around these girls and they don't think she's that worthy. You know what I'm saying? They don't think she's worthy. They think she's too soft. And she seems to outdo herself and them every single episode. So that's what's interesting about it. It's just that dynamic in particular. Whether or not Timu likes Black people, I don't know. We have to see him in some more things. I mean, Stacy's Black, but we'll have to see. But yes, thank you, Diaries, cuz. But yeah, that was it, y'all. I don't know what else to give it. If I had to rate it, I would say because Monique and Gizelle let me down, I was not expecting them to be so surface. I really wanted them to say, listen, this is what you did to me, and this is why I didn't like it. And they didn't do that. I don't know why. But outside of that, it was a 7. It was a 7, not too bad. Anyway, that's it. That's all, you guys. I appreciate y'all for coming over and supporting me for this little bit of an hour, child. Hit the like button, share the video. Thank you to all of my moderators who came through. Okay, I appreciate y'all. All the cousins, all the look, Shirley Pearl said it's a 4, a 6. Okay. People are putting their ratings in. A 4 and a 6. Okay. We'll see. Hey, Ty. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Thank you for coming over and hanging out with me, child. It is a school night. We got to see what we can do next. I'll be back tomorrow. I still have Married to Medicine to do and the Braxtons, the final episode. So I will be doing that as well. Hit the like button, share the video, please. And thank you. Follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. I'm doing all the stuff this week. So make sure you have your notification bells on, please. Okay. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.